Changes turn and phase the strange. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name's Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. We have simple plan, nothing changes. Official video. Now, I've reacted to Simple Plan just a few times before. They had some collaborations there with, what was it? Avril Lavigne, and the other one was with Jax. So, you know, not a lot here. I think I did hear their music like growing up. I would say 2020, like 2008, 2010, like mid 2000s, something like that. But I'm not familiar. I just sort of remember their sound and their voice. So if you guys have more information and you want to chime in, let me know about them, then it's welcome in the comments. But for now, we tune in here, grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. What? Let's begin. "25 Summers." Factor, Canada. We grew up on stages, but somehow nothing changes. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed, and I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. Man, it's just, I recognize his voice. This is what I'm saying. I'm not familiar with the band. I barely remember the name, if I'm being honest. No offense to the super fans out there. Simple Plan is just, it doesn't register in my head as well. But his voice, it's like I hear it and it literally brings me back to early 2000s, like either me listening to that with friends, or just like songs that would come up back before like I would even make choices of like what to listen to, right? It was just whatever was being played or other people had on. And also in movies, he has like the quintessential voice of singing that you hear in those like cliche Hollywood movies that take place in California. There's a new kid in town and he's getting dropped off at school by his mom in the minivan, and the bell rings, he's already late, and like this is the soundtrack that you hear in the background. I just, that's what comes to my mind. I probably heard that before, just in some movie that they're dealing with a high schooler, something like that. In California, you would hear this. But either way, very impressive that they're still going, especially with this amount of energy. I mean, how old are these guys? Maybe 45, 50? It's sort of like that midlife crisis kind of zone. Yeah, they started in 1999. Canadian rock band. Nice. Don't get a lot of Canadian artists on here, at least from what I remember. And I have a good feeling about Canada. I want to visit Canada at some point. So they were probably at their peak in, like mid 2000s, which is when I remember them. And here we are 20 years later, and 25 or 26 from when they started, and he sounds just as well. Again, I don't have like the expert ear for this group, but based on what I remember, nothing changes in their sound or voice. The drums still very upbeat, very quick, right? It gets you going, the energy. And I'm just picturing this is, and I'm not even like a huge fan, but it's like reminding me of my childhood. I don't know, riding a bike, just being out there in the park after school, during the summer sunny days, just hanging out with friends, goofing around. That's the vibe. And it is probably nostalgic for them as well. I sense it throughout the video, where they keep showing clips of them, touring on stage, hanging out with band members, just living their life as, rock stars. And then, it must be such a crazy thought, right? Because like they said, they grew up on stages, and you don't realize, the magnitude of what you're doing until it's over, when you finally have time to stop, process the information, and look back and be like, wow, I did this, I was touring here, we did that, you did that, and it's like, when you're in it, you don't know how you're doing and what you're experiencing. So now, if the band is seemingly like taking a break, looking back, they're understanding like the impact of their music and everything, and it must be such a wild feeling of both joy, happiness, pride, of yourself, like you accomplish something, but also a bit of sadness that it's over. It's like, damn, that's us 20 years ago, right? It's like the peak is gone, and maybe when you realize that you're kind of going down in terms of your productivity, and you're not gonna keep doing the same for decades, then it's a strong revelation. But I think they're taking it very well. They look satisfied, and still, like I said, with such energy that it's hard for like to see 20-year-olds with this energy nowadays, let alone these guys. They're bringing that youthfulness back. So respect, and that's really awesome. Guys, if you have more suggestions for Simple Plan or anyone else, feel free to comment, hit the like, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.